So I do hope everybody can hear me. So welcome today to this Mirasys webinar. So I'm Udo Schneider and I'm the presenter for you today. So I'm playing the role at Mirasys as a Sales and Business Development Director. And today's topic is really a presentation of Mirasys and its software as a, let's say, a basic presentation for everybody who is brand new in our business or never have met Mirasys before. So before we start, just a little housekeeping for you, so because I want to have this also interactive with you. So you can place questions in the questionnaire box in Teams, and I'm going to try to answer this at the end of this presentation or in between, depending on if I'm taking a look on this or not. So, and it is very important, if I cannot answer this question during this presentation, it's very important that you leave also your email address so that we can give this answer to you later on. So don't be anonymous, just let us know with whom we are talking. Yeah, let's go through this presentation and let's see what I can give to you today. All right, so the content of this presentation today is really to give you an overview of what Mirasys is standing for and how we see the challenges that we have today. So we want also to talk about the software, its features, its advantages, etc., etc. And at the end, really, I want to give you also a live demo. A very short live demo, a very short introduction to the software itself. Honestly, it would take longer to go through every single feature, honestly. So we would sit here for 2 days. So at the end, it's a short introduction to make you hungry and to give you an impression what we can do for you. And at the end, okay, there is a Q&A session so that I will try to answer your questions. So let's be interactive in that. Yeah, let's start with that. All right. I would leave some comments about the market scenario, how we see it today, so to pick you up from where you are right now. So what we see and what we identify today is really that we are running in more and more global and regional challenges today. So not to mention the pandemic situation that we have since beginning of 2020 and which changed a lot. So nobody could travel, or it's very hard to travel, to do business travels, to do business visits, to do meetings, etc., etc. So everybody must have learned that we need to use more online tools. We need to work from home, so offices are not that important anymore. Or less occupied. Then also for the retailers, it's very hard now to follow all the rules. So we have also global challenges like the climatic change that we need to fight against, and we have a lot of conflicts in the world. So the world is becoming more and more insecure, and next to this, also we need to reorganize our business. So as we have seen, we are dependent on a global play market, and very often, if we insist or we are dependent on different providers, suppliers in different countries. We have seen that this transport routes could be blocked, so we need to rethink our general organization. We need to rethink our business, and it's right to time now. And we see a lot of changes in the market right now. But we have also our daily changes or daily challenges today. So when we go into this micromanagement into our companies, into our offices and into our organizations, we see that we are using more and more different security management systems, access control, etc., and all this stuff. Maybe we have also the intention to use video for our production and manufacturing sites to follow up the processes there. And so we see that we have to implement and to manage many different systems to make sure that our location, our operations is safe and that we have an efficient operation. So this could bring us a lot of challenges. Then on the other side, we have to make sure that in our IT environment, the video data and the recorded data, the third-party data, are saved in the right manner, in the right way, that we can keep them for days, weeks, months, years, and that they are safely stored. And then at the end, everybody is thinking about how to optimize the processes. How to automate operations, even in the security environment, how to operate the security department, how to give them a better way to do their daily business, and how to support them in that way. So these are challenges that we have. At the end, it's really also about saving costs. And then at the end also, we have these rules like the GDPR. We need to be conform with that. So and we need to make sure that also our processes, our data that we are saving, that we are managing, are running under this GDPR conformity or under other legal rules. So again, we have a lot of challenges. We see also today that we have more and more new technologies which are coming on the market. So and we could use them also for driving our operational efficiency. So we could today counting people in more and more accuracy. So especially for retailers, very important. We understanding, okay, how the traffic flow of people and cars, etc. is going on. We have object motion identification in the video footage. We're using more and more artificial intelligence instead of standard video content analysis. So that means models that can be trained and can learn different behavior of different people. We are facing today that we need to use face mask detection, thermal sensors for identifying fevered people. And also access control needs to change right now. Instead of putting in a code to do it touchless, for example, identifying faces or whatever. So we have more and more technologies in the market that we can use, and we need to make sure that also our VMS is adopting those new technologies into their own features and is providing this to you as well in the best way that you can use it. So and then as well, in different, an intelligent video platform today is going beyond the security. That means it could generate also business values to you. So not only taking care of the security purposes that you have on the security tasks that you have, but also supports you in making business decisions, making the right decisions by collecting data, providing this data in a correct way to you. So return on invest can be only counted in most of the cases if you are getting business values out of your security system. And VMS today, an intelligent video platform, should provide this to you as well. Yeah, so a lot of challenges that we have to do today, and we are facing more and more challenges every day. So how could Mirasys help you in that way? So first of all, let me give you some words or some ideas who Mirasys is. So Mirasys is in the business since 1997. So we are now 24 years in the business, in the video management business. We are located in Finland, in Espoo right now, in a technology center. So together with other startups, other technology partners, etc. So it's a very nice environment. We have a very close contact to the technology university there, so that we can also hire new, young, fresh people, and we can also cooperate with this university in some projects. We stand for an open platform architecture. So we are collaborating with the best technology partners. So Microsoft Gold partner. We are collaborating with Intel. We are on with contributing member as well, and then we are also cooperating with third-party manufacturers from access control, PSIM solutions, whatever. So to enrich our system and to make it interoperable with most of the, let's say, or the most important technology partner that you can imagine, and that may you use as well. We feel well with every kind of vertical market, if it is the banking environment where we are coming from, which is city surveillance, military installations, sports and entertainment, governmental installations, port harbors, or whatever you can imagine. So we have subsidiaries all around the world. So we are cooperating with distributors, system integrators, installers, sometimes also with the end customer directly, if it is a very important and very high level end customer. And actually, I think we have more than 1 million licenses sold already. So we are not the market leader. I don't think that this is important right now, because we want to drive the technology in video management systems, and we really want to be direct at the customer side. So the customer is very important for us, because our system actually is completely based on customer requirements. That means if you have a requirement and that's very important for you, we try to implement it, or together with our partners, with our technology partners. So in that case, we are extremely flexible in that, and we are looking always to or to hunt for the demands of our customers. Yeah, okay. What is Mirasys platform standing for? First of all, I said it's an open platform. What does it mean? Our ecosystem in that case is based on integrations, and we do it in a very simple way. So most of the integrations, either they are done by our partners. You can see here, for example, Fast Systems, ESI France, you see here Advances, so PSIM solutions, building management solutions. They have used our simplified SDKs to manage our system from their own umbrella systems or PSIM systems. So they have done the installation, but we have also, for example, very simplified installations where we exchange data. For example, with optic sensors, here you see it with Magos radar system where we can exchange information in a very, let's say, sophisticated way. You see also here access control systems that we are cooperating with. Our general philosophy is really to make it as easy as we can for us and our partners. So in that case, we have so-called text channels or data channels that we are recording. These channels can be connected to via TCP/IP, for example, to a third-party system, and can take all the data that they are delivering to us, can validate this and put it into our system to put it to video footage, for example, to search for it, to alarm, etc., etc. Yeah. And then at the end, we are talking about cameras at the end, and we have a different number of camera manufacturers that we have implemented with native drivers with advanced features. And then also, as I said, we are an ONVIF member, so we have an ONVIF driver which can implement nearly every camera in the world. Next to this, we see everything that can send a video stream to us via RTSP or as a webcam, or just a simple video file as a camera that we can record next to the voice, next to the data channels. So our ecosystem is very rich and very easy to use for third parties, maybe for your system integrator or for your system house that is supporting you as well. Yeah, key integrations, as I mentioned, ONVIF and native driver are very important for us, and we are in a constant communication with the technology partners. That means camera providers like Bosch, Hikvision, or whoever it is, to test the cameras, to test the latest cameras, to enhance our native drivers. to enrich the system or enrich the drivers with new features. So we have also this UDD driver, as I mentioned. This is the text channel driver, which makes it able, or which enables you as well to communicate to a third-party system like an access control and exchange information, who has access to what, at what time, etc., to drive alarms in that case. Proxy is very important for us because we have some proxy metadata as metadata driver as well for a couple of cameras, so that we can use also the video content analysis capabilities in the cameras right now. Yeah, then we have some SDK-based integrations, as I mentioned, with Advances, for example, or Fast Systems or ESI. These were the latest ones that we have made together with them. And then Public Web API, this is the latest one as well, to do PSIM integrations and to do customized solutions. So key is the integrations for us and to enrich your system. We cannot do everything by ourselves. We don't want to be a PSIM, we don't want to be a building management, but we can cooperate with them. Easy to use. This needs to be proven, honestly. What does it mean? So if you see here the highlights, it's always about saving costs, saving time for you. That means independent on if it is the installation, if it is the maintenance to maintain the system, if it is the configuration or whatever. If you want to have new features on board, we are working with a plug-in architecture. That means if we install new features, we don't need to reinstall the complete software. We don't need to touch the core. We just develop a plug-in and we put it into a running system. So if you have 4 cameras in your site only, or if you are working with thousands of cameras in different sites, it does not matter for us. Our system is really large scalable in that case. And then we have also some features like this secure data recording. I'm coming later to this, honestly. So these are the highlights. But what does it mean easy to use as well? That means also that the software that you're working with must be very intuitive. It must give you a very good user experience. So you must feel well with this without having a huge training. Having multiple training sessions, for example. If you have new employees that needs to work with that, they need to feel well from the scratch with the software. And that's what Mirasys is standing for. The feedback from our customers is very, very, very often. It's so intuitive, it's so easy to use. It could be complex for sure, but it's so easy to use, it's so flexible that I like to work with this much more than with some other vendors. But I will show this later to you as well. Yeah, easy to use video management does mean, to sum it up, it's quick and easy to install and deploy. It's a very fast and simple configuration, one tool, one software application for a complete system. Does not matter if it is one single site system with a couple of cameras or if it's a multi-site worldwide distributed systems with a huge amount of cameras, huge amount of integrations, one entrance to the whole system. Then the UI, the UX, the user experience, it's smart, light and flexible, and it is really easy to centralize, to manage it centralized and to maintain it centralized so that you don't need to go on site. Easy does mean for us as well that the license structure must be also very easy. I can remember the times when vendors came that with licenses for each camera dedicated to the camera MAC address, for each user that you implement into the system, for each connectivity that you have to a third-party system, for each terabyte that you want to use, and you have a single server license in addition to the camera license, etc., etc. For us, it does not matter, honestly. So we have one single camera license for each camera. It's not dedicated to the camera MAC address. You can use whatever camera you want. You can exchange whenever you want. And the enterprise platform is really independent on how many users are concurrently connected to the system. So you can install as many users as you want. It does not matter for us. You can spread your camera landscape to multiple servers and for us, it does not matter if it is 100 server, 1 server, 20 server, or whatever. And even if you want to work with virtual environments, for example, that you push it on a VMware platform and you build up redundancy, you have one single license for each camera that you want to connect. So this is also saving costs, it's saving time, and it's really easy to get. So the normal process from our side is if you send an order to us for a camera license, you send us the MAC address of the server where you wanted to connect it to. This will also change in future. Then we will have a license server, honestly, to distribute the licenses. And then we send immediately, within a half an hour, a license key to you that you can easily implement. So it's a way of 1 minute that you can do this and expand your system or install your system. Yeah, a secure system. We are standing for a secure system. What does it mean? So just giving you some examples. So the complete communication today is as a standard encrypted. So we are communicating to cameras between the servers and clients completely encrypted. And we are also encrypting more and more the streams. So from the camera down to the client, the stream is also encrypted for some camera vendors today. So we are also expanding these camera vendors that are encrypting the streams more and more so that you have a complete secured environment. So we are also using, beside the 2 password authentication or 4 eyes authentication, also 2-factor authentication, so that you need to use, for example, your smartphone and the Windows Authenticator app, so that you need to put in a 5, 6, 7-digit code into this that you can log in. Some of our partners has integrated an ID card so that you are only able to log into our software via your personal ID card. And then the complete communication is based on HTTPS. So we are also developing here more and more in direction to HTML5 communication instead of Java, HTTPS communication, cloud-based communication, very secured in that way. So we are spending a lot of time to make our system more and more secure because it's the heartbeat of your operations. And that's very important that you secure it anyway. Yeah, what does it mean secure data distribution? I mentioned it before. We want also to make sure that the video data, the video footage is securely stored. Today we have a lot of technologies like RAID technology, for example, to make sure that in case of one hard disk is failing, the complete video footage is still there. But this does mean also that you need to invest a lot and that you need also to have a good performance. You can imagine if you have, for example, an RAID 6 array and one hard disk is failing and you put in the new hard disk, the regeneration of this array takes hours, sometimes days, depending on the size that you have. And next to this, you should also record. So our secure data distribution mechanism works in a complete different way. How it is working. So you see here the video streams from camera, and you see here a couple of hard disks. So what we are doing, we are taking each video stream and we split them into different parts and put each part to the first part to the first hard disk, the second part to the second hard disk, and so on. And if it is the 5th part, we continue, we start again. So one single video stream is completely distributed to all the hard disks that you are using. So what does it mean? First of all, we are occupying the hard disk so that you don't have any defragmentation anymore. So this looks like it is completely written. It's full, up to, I think, 10 gigabytes. That's the first advantage. The second advantage is if one single hard disk, for example, is failing right now, it's crashing, then you still have access to the whole video streams, but with less frames. So you can imagine if you have, for example, 4 hard disks here and one hard disk is failing, you still have 75% of your frames and you can read the video stream. So And this is an extreme good advantage. If you replace this hard disk, you could do it hot swappable. Then the system is occupying this hard disk and it is starting the recording from the scratch. So it is not rebuilding the missing frames. That's the only disadvantage. But if you have 25 frames per second, which is standard today recording, and you're losing, for example, 5 frames, or you have 6, 7, 8 hard disks, you're losing less frames. This is fair by saving money in case of hardware performance and RAID performance in that way. So it's a very sophisticated tool that you can use, and it's give you much better performance than any other solution on the market. Yeah, and then we have also this ABUR, automatic backup and recovery. This is a slight tiny stick that is put into our hardware when we are delivering it, and it is doing automatically backup of the operating system and the VMS settings and all this. So it's like a mirroring of the C partition. So if the C partition, for example, is crashing, you can rebuild the whole system based on this small USB stick. This is an option also for third-party hardware. If you're using, for example, Dell or Fujitsu or whatever, you can use this tool as well to do your automatic backup and recovery, so that if one server is crashing, you can rebuild the server from the scratch with this tool in a very simple and very quick and efficient way. So these were some information about the security of the system. So we have much more to tell. If you are really interested in this, just contact us. So, but the software is also wise. What does it mean? So we are supplying video content analysis, very sophisticated for most of the cases, daily cases that you are using. As I mentioned, we have this metadata driver that we can also take the video content analysis metadata from the cameras, like from Bosch, like from Dahua, Axis, etc. So they have their own video content analysis on board. We can take the metadata and generate alarms, manage this data. So we have also facial and motion blurring to be GDPR conform. We have person search as a first step into more forensic analysis, and we are running more and more into customized artificial intelligence projects for the banking environment, for example, for safe city environments to identify violations. So these are really we are cooperating there with specialized companies, AI companies who are training the models, who are building up this model so that it can be used in a daily usage. So video intelligence today does mean that we can handle everything in that case, which gives you more intelligence on your video footage and ease up your life to find the right videos at the right time. VCA features, you can see it here, so I'm not going over this, but we have a lot of VCA features inside which can be matched together on rules, logical rules, etc., so that you exactly find the right thing at the right time. So just to mention, for one single camera, we can create up to 40 different rules, and you can put them on a calendar and say, okay, during night I want to do this, during day I want to do this. I know that on Sunday it's very crowded, I want to see these rules working at that stage. So a very enriched feature set that we have here. Yeah, and then at the end, everything is about profitability. So that means also a video management system must be measured on profitability. So what we see is, together with Mirasys, you have a win-win partnership. So as I mentioned, we have less training sessions that you need to use because our system is intuitive to use. Technicians don't need that big certification paths to follow up from our side. So they get a basic training and they can install the basic systems. We have an advanced training, can be done within half a day, and then you can do advanced installations. So the total cost of ownership is reduced by doing less trainings, having a quicker installation to maintain it from a central point of view. to do the configuration that way that you want it in a very easy and understandable way. So you have less investment, you have less installation costs. And then we have also a so-called SMA, software maintenance agreement. It's not mandatory, honestly. So it's in the license for the first year, and it means that you can upgrade the system at any time when you want. And you can pay then after, for the second year, for the third year, a very, very small amount of fee so that you can have a non-maturing system at any time. So the lifetime cycle is enhanced also in length based on this SMA. If you decide you don't want to use this SMA, you don't want to pay on an annual fee, that's okay for us. So then you can, you have bug fixes on all this stuff available for you. And if you decide then after 3 years to do an upgrade, we have also very good upgrade packages. You don't need to pay then the SMA for the last years. So we give you a very good offer for the upgrade package, so that also here you have a non-maturing system. And then at the end, a win-win partnership is also important. We are customer focused. As I mentioned before, the system is developed on customer requirements, the customer decisions, the customer demands, the customer opinion is very important for us. We are living from this. And at the end, we want to go into a partnership and a clear commitment with you. We are together with you. Even if you're a system integrator, we like to speak with you and your customer together about their projects, identifying the problems, the issues that they have, the challenges that they have, and we want to provide a solution together with you. Yeah, so this was the, let's say, the formal part. So I want to go to a live demo for you right now and show to you a couple of stuff that is very important for you. First of all, I said, okay, the installation is very easy to do. So you see here the content of our installation package. You see here, for example, Mirasys Spotter. The Spotter is the user interface for the operator. So you see an Excel, an installation file for this as well. It's very interesting just to mention, if, for example, you upgrade the system from a center point of view, and you don't need to touch the client PCs anymore. So if the client is logging in the next time after you have upgraded the system, the Spotter is automatically upgrading within half a minute. So it's uploading or it's downloading the latest Excel from the master server, and it's automatically installing this. And then you can log in and you have your configuration as you had it before. So then you see here also here the installation fee. So the installation, I cannot do it because it's already installed, but it's 5 clicks, and then you have installed either a master server for the control or a recording server for doing recordings, to doing VCA, video content analysis, etc., etc. So it's really very, very simple and very, very quick to install it. So then we have two user interfaces. The first is the system manager. So system manager is, I opened something here. So the system manager is really to maintain the system, to manage the system, and to configure the system. You see, for example, here I opened the license management. So it's also very easy to import the license here. You're getting a license file from us. You import this license file, and then the license management, for example, is done. Then you see here also the look and feel is like you use this at Windows. The first time when I have seen this, it's looking like Outlook. Yeah, it is. Yeah, because we want to make it as easy for you. You should see here, for example, general settings. So you see also the diagnostic tools. You see, for example, here also to update your recorders that you have. You see, I have 3 recorders here in my system. So 2 demo set HPs and 1 local recorder on my laptop here. You see the addresses, and you see also the versions. So maybe also total cost of ownership does mean that the system is flexible enough to work with older versions as well. You see here I have the version 9.2, and you see I have 1 recorder with version 8.3. So a minor release that can work also under the master server of with the latest software. And then it's just to take a file, to select the installation file, to tick on the recorders you want to update, independent if they're here in Germany or if they're in the US or wherever. And then you click on OK, and the system is automatically backupping all the servers, is transmitting the installation file to the servers, and the servers then automatically upgrading themselves and giving feedback when they have done this. So just an example what we can do from a central point of view. Next to this, you can also manage all the servers that you see here. You see 3 servers that I have here. My local recorder, a demo PC from HP, a second demo PC, and then you see also that you have here hardware, cameras, VCA settings, audio settings, inputs, outputs, alarms, storage settings, and this so-called text channels, data channels, that means the communication to third parties. So in that case, you can manage your worldwide distributed system from one single point of view, one single point of entry. And we go maybe into the cameras, for example, just to give you a look and feel how it is looking like. You see then all the cameras that are in the system. You see if they are used or not. You see the resolution. You see the camera driver information. You see also the load of the CPU inside the camera, if it is at 100% or 16% or whatever. So if you are stressing the camera with, for example, multi-streaming or not. And then you have also motion detection, VCA features inside. You have the privacies here, for example, to doing privacy zones. I'm taking a camera which is working here. I think yes. So you can set up privacy zones here. You can set up the object blurring, the motion, moving object blurring, face blurring, etc., etc. You have a scheduler here to tell the system if it should continuously recording, or it should do this on motion detection or an alarm or whatever. So everything is in here, and it's very simple to use, honestly. So most of our technicians that we are training, they say after, let's say, 2 hours, 3 hours, Udo, okay, I want to try this by myself because it's very simple to use. Yeah, and then we have also the second application, and that's the operator application here. This is our spotter. And the spotter can be customized in every kind of way. Customized does mean, first of all, you see here the camera tree. The camera tree is defined by profiles. So it's not dedicated to the recorders anymore. It's an logical sum up of cameras, of devices. You see here, for example, the cameras, outer innen, outer hack, outer foreign, Immervision. You see also here, for example, plugins for browser, OpenStreetMap, for example, or Grafana. You see here some digital inputs, outputs, which can be used here. You see that they are grouped into village, into street, into house groups here as well, into a living room. You can search within this, for example, start here the search and search for window or whatever, if it is a long list here. So you can design this as however you want. The same you can do with the grids, for example. So you can customize the grids, just to give you an overview. It could be automatic, it could be customized here, for example. Let's do a test one. Yeah, this could be customized here in that way, how you want to do this. I don't want to go this. There is a video on YouTube where I show how you can do this, honestly. Yeah, and then we have a lot of advantages here. Let's start with the first advantages. We have object blurring and face blurring as a standard inside the system. You don't need to pay for that. And you can use it whenever and wherever you want. So it's working very well. It's costing you nothing, and it's it can be switched on, switched off depending on the user rights that you have. Then we have, for example, inside here also a camera mixed mode. I have seen a lot of other competitors which cannot do this under one tap, for example, having live cameras like you see it here. So normally you do it in that way, that you take the slider here and you're moving back, for example, searching something. then you can move back the system, play back, play forward. You can speed fast forward, for example, in different ways, and then you come back to live. But it could be that you want to see this video, for example, in recording, but you want to have the overview of the live videos. So you can mix every camera in a mixed mode. And you see here now that the camera is now in a mixed mode by a green border. And now you can move back with this camera. You see all other cameras are going into the live mode, are constantly in the live mode, and the camera can be moved back here. And it could be done with the second and third camera as well, depending on the performance that you have on your PC, on your client. If you have a good graphic card inside, it's no issue. This is just an example how easy it is to use. Alarms. I mentioned that alarm management is also very important because it should be, let's say, in that way, automized. So if I'm clicking, for example, I'm open here a window, for example. You see it gives you a sound and it gives you a pop-up here with the related video. It gives you an alarm in the alarm list, and this alarm, for example, cannot be closed until I acknowledge this here. And you see also here below that this alarm is right now on the timetable. Yeah. So if I'm switching off this if I'm closing this window, you see the window is closed, but the alarm is still remaining because you have not acknowledged this. And the very interesting thing, this is an alarm pop-up, honestly. I can do this also on a second screen, for example, with my maps that I have here. You see that the alarm related, yeah, I lost it. Digital inputs and outputs are blinking here in a blue color. And if I'm closed, for example, or if I'm acknowledged this alarm here, then it's automatically jumping to the basic or the default map here. And also the alarm pop-up is closing. So there are many different options how you can show alarms in that case. By the way, our map is also using the live pictures, the live stream, if you click on one camera or if you move over the camera. So it's very easy to give you a quick overview of what is happening here without watching constantly the alarms. And even if you drill down into this, for example, also you have here, for example, also some digital inputs, outputs. This could be switched on the light, for example. You can also switch on and off them in the map. Yeah, we went through the alarming. One little thing that I want to show to you as well is virtual cameras. So we have this, let's say, super megapixel cameras today out in the field, which gives you a fantastic resolution, which gives you a lot of data as well. And you have a fantastic overview. I know that one of the vendors, one of the competitors is doing this very well. So what we can do with this here is we can create different views. So for example, we can create a view of this pier, for example, and we say, okay, so then it is creating this view, and we can take this New York waterfront, this complete overview again as an overview. So you see now here we have created a virtual camera and we have the complete overview. So we can do this twice, third time, however we want. So I do it in a second time and taking this look to this pier. So we have this pier and I can open it again and I can do it again and again. So you can build up virtual cameras, virtual views out of your super megapixel camera. So this is a very good advantage that you have. So have an overview, but you have also dedicated views for certain buildings or whatever. And then you can also move into this and can zoom in and out in that way. I do it just way. Zoom in and out, and it's jumping back. Yeah. And then finally, we are investing also into, let's say, forensic analyzing so far. So one of the first items that we are bringing up is right now the people search. I open camera here. So you see now that he immediately has created a box around the persons, and he said, search me. What I can do now right now is I can say, okay, search for all distinct persons. So then he is giving you thumbnails of all the persons that he has identified. I can stop the search and I can say, for example, okay, give me this person. So then he is giving automatically the video footage when he identified this person. And if you want to see this person or re-identify this person or a similar person, let's say in that way, because the accuracy you can also, the confidence you can also adjust, then you say only search me. You may take a second video stream I don't have here right now, or a third or fourth video streams, and then he's searching in all the video streams a similar person like with this look and feel. So he's looking for the hair, he's looking for the size of the person, he's looking for the colors that he's or she is wearing, maybe also how big it is, etc., how long the hairs are. So he's identifying a certain amount of information, and then he's searching for a similar person. Yeah, so you have seen that we have a very feature-rich system, so it is also very easy to use in that way. So let's have here an automatic image fit, automatic grid here, so to make it easy for us. So, and then you just drag and drop the cameras wherever you want. Click on this. You can use, for example, OpenStreetMap here as well. It is opening automatically. You can drill in, drill down, for example. This is just an example of what you can do with the web browser, or you put it in here as well. You can mix it. You can, for example, also use a digital input. For example, if you have a wiper on an access camera, you can automatically start the wiper here. Yeah, now it's giving me an alarm. Great. So it's my own trap. Great. Yeah, so it is full featured, but it's really easy to use. I think you haven't gotten imagined that you're feeling well with that. Okay, so next I want to do is really to start the Q&A session. So I want to sum up this a little bit. So you have seen our system, you got an overview, you have seen what we are standing for, honestly. Maybe you got also an impression that our system is really easy to use. At the end, we need to prove this. And I honestly ask you, ask us for a demo. Ask us for a demo license and try it out. If you are happy with this, tell us. If you are not happy with this, tell us as well, because we are really dependent on your opinion. But maybe we have some questions here. Yes, we have. Okay. There is one question. If we configured the color filter, can we search the object through color? If the red color vehicle cross, then I will search red color. Then the system should show all the red vehicles. Yes, this can be done. Yes, this is the point. We are implementing this into this forensic tool for one of the next versions as well, that we can search for objects, for cars, different objects, bicycles, etc., and also define the color. But with the VCA, we can alarm on colors, and we can create a rule that, for example, identify a car and identify red car, and then create alarms, for example, generate alarms if this car is passing the crossroad or whatever. So we can do both. The forensic analyzing is not ready yet in that way, so it will come within the next version. But with the VCA, it's possible today. Okay, Marcus asking about settings. Can I have centralized managed settings? I define my custom settings, apply those for all recorders. For example, I define custom min and max recording date, apply this to all recorders as baseline. In a certain way, you can do this today. In one of the next versions, we are working on a tool that enables you to do this separately with a table, for example, Excel sheet, etc., or Excel file. and then to export it to all the servers. We are working also on a tool that enables you in that way that you are delivering the server to the site. You are doing the configuration remotely, centralized without being online on the site. Then you send a file to the system and the system is automatically configuring. Today, it's what we are doing is you create one recorder. You can export the settings of this recorder and you can import these settings to the second recorder. So you can then easily adapt and copy and paste this information to another recorder, that you do not need to do all the things at the same time. And even if you use this recorder in a one single recorder, the same camera, for example, I can show this to you here. We don't have the same cameras here, but I can mark them all, and then I can change the settings here. Yeah, I can change the streams, I can change the settings, I can do this also for the scheduler here. So in that case, you're also capable to do this. And even if I'm going to the storage storages, for example, you see also minimum, maximum time. I can click on all cameras and then I can change it in that way. I don't want to do this, so I can set it up here to 186 days, all at the same time. So yes, this is possible. Person search feature. Can we search a people or multiple on multiple cameras? If the person have crossed one camera, so the camera 2 person search, auto search. Actually, the person search is a tool that is working on the client PC. So it is based on recordings and also live pictures. You can do both. And we are using a GPU behind this, so it is recommended to have a very good GPU like an RTX 4000 from NVIDIA. And then you can select multiple cameras, independent if they are recording cameras or if they're live cameras. You mark one person and the system is automatically labeling this person on the other videos when she is or he is appearing. Yes, correct. In recordings, the same. It gives you then the thumbnails when this person appears. What we are doing in one of the next versions is as well to put this forensic analyzing into the recorders as well, so that the recorder is generating metadata based on a GPU or a special chip. And then this information can be used as a search, that you do not need to do this on the client application on the Spotter anymore. So there will be 2 ways. One is today for live and recording at the Spotter, and the second will be metadata from the server. Good presentation. What about your hardware catalog? We have some OEMs from Dell that we are delivering. This hardware catalog will be enriched within the next 2 weeks as well. So we will deliver more and more hardware, because we see that more and more customers wanted to have a one-stop shop. That means everything from one provider. And we will deliver OEM hardware in future as well. This is specially dedicated to our software. It is specially configured for our software. And if we deliver this hardware to you, that means as well that it comes with 5 years warranty on site. It comes with a pre-installed software on the system. And it comes also with this board, so that makes automatically backup into recovery, and also the hard disk are automatically configured in that way that you can use it and start the configuration in implementing the cameras immediately. I hope this is answering your question. If you have more questions, just send me an email. I see you're anonymous here, so just send an email to sales@mirasys.com or udo.schneider@mirasys.com, and I can give you more information about this. We are also planning a webinar about our hardware. I think this will be held maybe in June or July. Do you have a base GPU for X per camera you recommend? Mark, hello. Yes, we have. I think this would lead too far from here. So If you have left your email address, we will send this to you. We'll give you this information. It is really depending on the graphic card that they are using, but we have some estimations what graphic card you can use and how many frame rates this graphic card can handle. Honestly, yes, we have. Regarding person shirts, this search all the cameras in the system. I think I have answered this already. You can select the cameras actually in the client. In future, we will do this based on selected cameras that you can configure in the system manager centralized or for all cameras if you want. Then you have to have the right performance because it's a performant process that is running there, but you can do this, of course, yes. Okay, there was another question. No, I don't think so. All right, so if you have additional questions, just let us know. So you can contact us at any time at, I'm jumping here, yeah, at sales@mirasys.com, or as I mentioned, just search us in LinkedIn. So I'm at LinkedIn, my colleague is at LinkedIn, my CEO, my marketing manager. Don't hesitate to contact us really and to try out what we have proven today, what we have promised today. I think, as I mentioned before, the best is really to test it, to try it out, to contact us to discuss with your demands, to explain your issues, your ideas with us, and tend to work together with you, together with our technology partners on that solution that fits, first of all, your budget, fits your requirements, and fits your demands and your wishes. Honestly, we cannot do everything, but we are eager to help you in any kind of matter. And if you want to talk to our customers, you can do this as well. I can give you a lot of contacts that you can contact and discuss with them. So I thank you very much for your attendance. So it's 1 hour past, 1 hour has passed right now. So it was one of the longest webinars, but I hope it was worth to listen. We will publish this in a couple of days on our YouTube channel so that you can share this also with your CEOs, with your shareholders, with your customers, with your system integrator. And that, as I mentioned, please ask for a demo software and we will provide this to you. Let's get in touch. Let's stay in touch. And finally, in this situation in that we are today, in this pandemic situation, stay healthy and good to see you again. Cheers. Bye-bye.